Our highest level philosophy is, if you are a bad person doing bad things in Overwatch, we don't want you in Overwatch.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stylosa, and look at this beautiful number on the screen. That is the number of video views I have had on videos that try to promote a positive attitude when playing Overwatch, that tell you to not be toxic, that say, this is how we should be playing, guys. We shouldn't be aggressive to each other. We shouldn't be this, we shouldn't be that. And in fact, guys, it's actually higher than that because I got bored when I was counting the numbers. I think it's somewhere in the region of 6.5 million when you get down to it, but I just couldn't be bothered to keep counting the views. I was like, well, this is insane. So I think the community are kind of doing their part, and we'll get onto that a little bit later on in the video, guys. Anyway, let's go into this because Jeff has made a developer update video where he talks about toxicity in Overwatch, and he talks about the rising tide of said toxicity.
But today I would like to address an issue that I think a lot of us have been feeling for some time, and that's sort of the rising tide of toxicity or bad behavior in the game versus what are we Blizzard going to do about it, and what are we as a community together going to do about it.
I've done my bit for the community, guys. Have you done your bit?
One is that we want to start giving you more feedback when your reports result in an action. We've been experimenting, and to date, over 20,000 of you have received emails from us when your report has resulted in a disciplinary action that something actually happened.
Okay, so 20,000 people have received emails. Now, I've never received one of these emails. I've seen examples of these floating around on the internet. It's basically Blizzard saying, oh, thank you for being a great citizen. You've reported a guy, and we've taken action against this player. You don't know what action they've taken, though, and I don't think we'll ever know that. Maybe, but then again, I've been on record saying I don't think Blizzard will ever tell us that anything we've done has resulted in a ban for a player, because that means that you've kind of banned somebody, so there's potential ways of tracking that. But Blizzard just don't care. They're like, whatever, you've banned somebody, or your action has resulted in us taking action against somebody, so we're going to let you know. And I think it's actually a positive thing that they do that now, so that's good. But, okay, let's see what Jeff has got to say about this a little bit more.
And someday we hope to increase the frequency of those emails to really let people know what's coming. Ideally, we're not even emailing you at all. Ideally, we would like to be notifying you directly through the game that your reports carry action.
Okay, so this is what they're going to do in the future. They are not going to email us, they're going to actually put it into the game client. So if we report somebody and action is taken, it's going to pop up a little message, I guess, and say, hey, you've reported a guy, so that's great. The thing I've got, though, with this is, it's all very well and good reporting negative players, isn't it? But why don't we have some form of honor system in this game? Why can't we say, I love this guy, he was so fun to play with, thank you very much. And maybe that guy gets bonus, I don't know, competitive points or something at the end of the match because everybody liked that guy, he was a good player. That would like encourage positivity. Yeah, you can probably say, all right, this can be abused. Teams are probably just going to get together in 6 stacks and vote for each other so they can get more bloody competitive points, whatever. But I don't think that's that much of an issue, right? I mean, do you guys agree with me on that? I think that's definitely something we could probably see in this game, and I think it would help. Like, negativity, oh my god.
So, to date, in Overwatch, we have taken disciplinary action against over 480,000 accounts, and 340,000 of those were a direct result of players using the reporting system. So you can see the vast majority of actions we take are because players have said, hey, there's another player here doing something very bad, and I want to see some action.
480,000 accounts have had punishment action taken against them, and over 300,000 of those were because you guys reported people, which is awesome. The thing is, guys, these are not bans. These are not like, oh, somebody's been banned. This is when you get a 15-minute silence and ridiculous things like that. I believe that's the lowest tier kind of punishment they give you, which is silly in a competitive game where you need to talk to your team, but that is going away. We know that's going away. Blizzard have said that on multiple occasions that it is going away. But these are not bans, guys. So don't think, oh my god, they've banned 480,000 people. They haven't done that. They've just done disciplinary action against them, which in a lot of cases is this, guys, a slap on the wrist, which just means, hey, I don't care, I'm going to do it again.
So you're going to see some things that are very visible, like actual changes to the game, maybe that we're giving you more notifications about what's happening. And then there are other things going on behind the scenes that aren't going to be as evident to you. For example, we're constantly tuning and adjusting our punishment thresholds and our punishment gravity.
So, there will be things going on that we cannot see and they will never tell us about. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what he means by this is the way the punishment system will ultimately work, because if you know how a system works, you can get around the system, and there are very malicious people out there. To give a very wild example, imagine if you needed 5 reports a day for the system to even acknowledge that you were toxic or that action needed to be taken against you. And imagine if you went into a game and used a horrific aimbot in one match, and maybe you got reported by a couple of people, but you're betting that you won't get reported by 5 people, and you know that within a 24-hour period this will be removed, so you can do it again. So if you are using an aimbot, you could in theory do this every single day, provided you only play one game. Now, I've totally made all of that up, guys, but that is one of the reasons why they don't tell us, and they never will really tell us in detail about the way the punishment system works, or like even the way the competitive ladder works with SR gains and SR losses. So never expect to see that information coming out of Blizzard.
We don't want to create areas for you where just the bad people are in Overwatch. We just don't want those people in Overwatch.
They don't want to create areas where just the bad people are in Overwatch. Translated, guys, what this means is there will never, ever in this game be a queue where toxic people just play against each other. This is a thing in other games. I think even Heroes of the Storm does this. But if you're very bad, if you've got a lot of reports, then you play with other people who are very bad, so you can go to your own little place and be toxic together and make love. I don't know, make toxic love. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. That's never going to happen with Overwatch. They just want you totally banned.
This anonymity online that we don't normally have in our everyday lives. I've noticed when I'm driving in my car and there's somebody in another car, there's a layer of anonymity there that maybe makes it okay for that other driver to call me a jerk when they wouldn't do it to me in person if they knew who I was.
So Jeff is basically attributing the toxicity in online multiplayer games to the fact that you are anonymous to some degree. Yes, this is true. It definitely is true. Like, a lot of people sort of let their inhibitions go, where they're just like, whatever, I'm playing an online game, I'm just going to call this guy a whatever because I don't care. What's he going to do to me? I think, though, to be honest, yes, that is probably the cause of it. But if there were punishments in place that dissuaded these people from actually doing that, or even like an honor-based system, like I said earlier in this video, which made people play positive, then that actually would reverse the toxicity. Sure, you're always going to get people who are toxic. This is life, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I'm quite happy because I think life's too short to be sad. And there are people out there who are quite toxic and angry because that's the way they want to live their life. And you're never going to be able to change people like that. But,
Now, it's hard, and we've all sort of taken part in this behavior, myself included. I've said mean things on the internet, but I really do believe that as much work as we're doing at Blizzard and on the Overwatch team to improve this situation, the community needs to take a deep look inward at each of us and really consider, you know, I'm playing this game because I want to have fun, and the other people on the other team or on my team, they're all here to have fun as well. We should try to make it a fun, engaging experience. Think about all the time somebody said something negative to you in the game, and imagine now if somebody had said something positive instead.
Okay, so what Jeff's saying here is it is a community effort, and it is. And the good thing about this is Jeff is the head of the Overwatch community. He's the face of the game. So if he comes out and says, guys, let's just be nice and play with each other, this will resonate quite well, and it will help. Like I said at the start of this video, I have made videos in excess of 4.8 million views trying to promote promote toxicity. I should edit that. No, I'm going to leave that in. Trying to promote, because I can see it now. There'll be videos of that. Sty's promoting toxicity to not promote toxicity, promote positive behavior, over 4.8 million views. Like, I'm doing my part because I love this game, and I want people to be, it's like Starship Troopers, I'm doing my part. Like, I mean, in my t-shirt, right? Rank doesn't matter, all of that stuff, it doesn't, right? You have to have fun at the end of the day, it's a game, but you've got to understand, when you go into competitive games, you have to play to win. You can't be, oh, I'm just going to ignore voice comms, I'm going to ignore everything. That's not going to really work. You have to be positive. And yeah, it is a community effort. Just think sometimes, guys, when you go out there and you see somebody who is toxic, don't be like, oh my god, and like really hate on that guy or whatever, or try and fuel that guy's toxicity. Just say, oh, can we just, or ignore him. Just, oh, it's such a difficult subject, toxicity in multiplayer games is. And with Overwatch, I just wish everybody was a little bit more friendly to each other, but I guess that extends to life as well. And it's almost like in like the Miss Universe thing. I'm like, I want world peace in multiplayer online games. It's never going to happen, but we can all try and do our little bit. Yeah, I've made videos that have got millions of views and all of that, but if you guys go into a game and you say, you know, you try and promote positivity, you say, hey, it doesn't matter that we've lost the first point. We can get together and we can defend the next one. That helps. It helps so much, so please do that in your games, guys.
Sure, we can try to build game systems to encourage that more, and we will. But we need the community to own up to their part in the accountability that they have for really creating a great game space.
Yes, this is true. The community should help, like I said before, but it is also down to Blizzard, and I don't think it's entirely fair for Blizzard to say, oh, hey, you know, the community should sort themselves out, this is not down to us. It kind of is down to Blizzard. Blizzard have to produce systems or build systems that stop this kind of toxicity, and they are doing that, as we'll see in a second. Jeff has got some interesting things to say on this.
It's because we love creating these cool content and features for you guys. We want to make new maps, we want to make new heroes, we want to make animated shorts. That's where our passion is. But we've been put into this weird position where we're spending a tremendous amount of time and resources punishing people and trying to make people behave better. I wish we could take the time that we put into reporting on console and have put that towards a match history system or a replay system instead. It was the exact same people that had to work on both.
All right, so what Jeff's saying here is if they didn't have to waste time building a report system and a punishment system, we would have replays in the game already, we'd have match history systems in the game already, because it's the same guys who are working on these systems. The thing I'll say to this, right, it's quite simple. Overwatch is a community, and nowhere in the history of mankind have we ever had a community of people that has not had some sort of law enforcement. Yes, they could be corrupt law enforcement, right? But you need some sort of police force, so you cannot really build a system like this with 35 million people inside this system and have arguably no police force. So I don't know whether I agree with what he's just said there, but it's a needed aspect of multiplayer online games. So it is kind of strange that he said that, but, you know, at least he's being honest with us.
The bad behavior is not just ruining the experience for one another, but the bad behavior is actually making the game progress in terms of development at a much slower rate.
And finally, Jeff says, look, because we're having to deal with toxicity, it means the game isn't developing as fast as it should. Now, again, I don't really agree with that. Like I just said, you kind of do need a police force in any kind of community, right? Any civilization or whatever has got a police force. You can't just have a massive number of people together and then not police them. So I don't know whether I agree with that. But anyway, guys, this has been the developer update I've been waiting for a very long time about toxicity. Does it contain all of the information that I wanted it to contain? Not really. Most of this video was about the community not being toxic to each other. It's good because Jeff is the head of the community and he's saying, look guys, don't be toxic. He's basically giving the message that I try to give all of the time. Rank doesn't matter, guys. Don't be toxic. Just try and spread love. Don't be an arsehole to people. There's no need. I mean, I looked on the channel and a year ago I made a video called Overwatch Psychology, the positive winning mentality, and that was basically the start of me making these videos, or the start of me realizing there is a negative strain to Overwatch, and we need to, as a community, fix that. And that's what I was trying to do. So when the devs come out and say that as well, it almost feels like maybe they don't have all of the answers to the problems that we've got. Now, disclaimer, it is impossible to solve toxicity in online games. Blizzard have got very intelligent people working for them on these systems as well, especially on the punishment systems and all of that stuff. So they are no doubt working on this, and I am fairly sure we will see a more stringent system with better punishments that will get these toxic people out of our games, because we don't want them in the games. But what you need to do, guys, right, is listen to what Jeff said and listen to what I say. Go out there, be positive, and if you see somebody being negative, report them, right? The report system is there. Do report them. Never think it is pointless reporting people. It is always worth reporting people if they've done something which you don't agree with, okay? All right, guys, I've been Stylosa. This is Unit Lost. If you enjoyed the video, then like the video, subscribe to the channel. You can join Discord as well, guys, which is discord.gg/Unit Lost, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Toodaloo.